Microchipping cats is now a legal requirement, and you can be fined up to £500 for not chipping your cat before 20 weeks of age. I'm Lucy Hoyle, I'm a feline behaviourist and author of the book Your Cat Wishes You Would Read, and people often ask me why they need to bother chipping their indoor cats, law aside, because they're not going out, is there any benefit to it? Do they even need to do it? But I would say that in your whole life, can you guarantee that your cat is not going to make their way outside? Because I've had lots of experience with clients whose cats have snuck out the front door when no one's looking or darted through your legs, and it's impossible to grab them, isn't it? They're like slippery little fish when they go for it. And might have snuck out of a window, or they've broken free of a carrier on the way to the vets or way home from the cattery or anywhere else where you might be taking them. So it's a potential that your cat might find their way outside. And once they do, what you'll probably find is because they are indoor cats, they're not as streetwise. So they're less likely to be able to explore and then come back home because they don't know the territory, they don't know the land really. So because they also might get scared more easily, you might find that if they encounter another cat, if they encounter a dog or traffic, they're much more likely to run. And depending on which direction they go, they're going to end up far from home and not being able to make their way back. So if they're chipped, obviously, then they are able to make their way home. Also, there's a thing about cats being stolen, and I know that's a lot of worry for people that do want to keep their cats inside, that someone might take them. So if this does happen, if someone takes them with a view to selling them on, or if the little old lady from down the street entices them in with a bit of food and decides to keep them, which I've encountered lots of times before as well, then the moment that cat's taken to the vets and is scanned, then your details are going to come up and you can get your cat back, because obviously that's going to be really reassuring. Like if you've lost your cat and you know they're not chipped, you're going to feel terrible. Also, if your cat's injured outside, if they fall from somewhere or they fight with another cat or they get hurt on the road, then we need to make sure the vet can contact you to make sure you can agree to the treatment being done. And if the worst happens, we need to make sure you're reunited with your cat, because if they pass away outside and you don't know what's happened to them, then you'll never be able to get over it and it'll be so upsetting. So we really need to make sure that even in the very worst case scenario and something terrible happens to your cat, then that information does get back to you. I also like the idea of this helping with like wayward strays. Like cats can live as strays for so many years and people just think, yeah, that's just a stray cat. Sometimes you put food out for it and it comes and goes whenever it wants to. But normally, because these cats are so friendly, what you'll probably find is they have had a home at some point in their whole lives, even if it was right back as a kitten. So wouldn't it be lovely to know that that cat probably is chipped and we can catch him and take him to the vet and get him chipped and reunited? And finally, am really on board with this because I feel like it's a massive step in the right direction in terms of making sure cats have the rights they need, and we're advocating for their welfare and we're putting their needs first. Because even stuff like we don't have to stop if we hit a cat in our car, people don't have to stop, they can just carry on going. And that's someone's pet, that's someone's, like, they love that animal. And I really think it's a step in the right direction in trying in advocating for their welfare and making sure they're as well looked after as they can be. But let me know your thoughts on microchipping, and I will see you next time. Take care.